Hi, welcome to the Diane Ingram Show. I'm your host, Diane Ingram. Today we're going to be speaking with Joan Baird again. We met with her last month, and she wanted to clean out her closet. She felt that cleaning out her closet would open up the energy for her healing room and for her whole house and in her life. She mentioned feng shui, which you could explore a little more, but it's about how the energy moves in your space. And when you have clutter in certain areas represent parts of your life, and when you have clutter in those areas, it can block the energy. So we'll see where Joan's gotten with that. One of the things Joan talks about is how hard it is for her to ask for help. I know that that's true for a lot of us. There's some kind of idea that if we ask for help, we're weak. We live in a country and come from a culture of rugged individualists. You know, we're going to do it on our own, be independent. But the truth is, we're actually interdependent. We rely on each other. That's just the way it is. No man is an island, or woman for that matter. We rely on each other. And when we ask people for help, it actually gives them an opportunity to give. Have you ever been asked for help and just feel really good because someone wants something that you've got to give? It's the best thing. It's like giving a present, a gift. If you're giving a gift box to somebody, you go out and buy them a gift and you give that to him, there's that feeling of giving something from yourself. When you're giving something that someone needs from you because they've asked you for it, like time or your abilities, of your skills in some way, that's even more personal. And that can even be more important for you. So asking for help is a way to show our interconnectedness and give other people an opportunity to contribute to our lives. Sometimes you get told yes, sometimes you get told no. That's okay. We need to accept people's reasons for why yes or no and try not to have any emotional attachment to the response. Then seek it out other places. Sometimes you need help from a person at a store, sometimes from a young person, sometimes people in your family. There's people waiting around us all the time, willing and able and wanting to help us. So try it. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit and ask for help and see what happens. Stay tuned for Joan. Joan and I will be meeting next. Welcome back. I'm Diane Ingram, your host. And today we're back with Joan Baird, who has been on the show previously. And when you were here before, Joan, you wanted to clean up your attic to free up the energy. Tell us a little more about what it was you wanted to do.
Well, the crawl space, or the attic, is above my healing and meditation room. And even though I couldn't see the clutter, I knew it was there, and I felt like it was blocking my further expansion into energy work and into my life. So I really wanted to tackle that and see if I can open up other areas in my life.
Wonderful, and you felt like it was possibly blocking the energy.
I did. I felt that in feng shui, as I mentioned before, that's the area of helpful friends, angels, and travel. And I wanted to be able to spend more time with my friends. I have a lot of friends, but I'm usually so busy I don't get to enjoy them very much. And I wanted that to open up. I wanted to grow my business a little bit in energy healing. And I also wanted to be able to take a vacation in the summer. Those were the three areas that I hoped to improve by working on that cluttered space.
Okay, and you were thinking that maybe the vacation would combine with seeing friends by going to visit some friends, maybe.
I did.
Right?
I did.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We have some pictures of your before attic, which we'll show right now and kind of show what it looked like before. And then we have some after pictures and look at the difference. So what happened? How did it go?
Not as I expected. A wonderful friend came into my life and really likes to clean. And she was wonderful. In one weekend, we basically got most of the stuff out of the crawl space. I had to sort through the things, but she was really helpful in helping carry it out and getting it to where it needed to go, either to the dump or the thrift store or for the local sanitation department. It was much easier than I thought it would be.
So what do you think? Do you think it was easier because you were working with someone?
I think that helped.
In what way?
Well, physically helping me carry. There's a very narrow staircase that is a pull-down step ladder, and that always made me nervous going up and down, that I would fall and injure myself. And it was really great because it was like a tag team. I'd be up there handing the stuff, and she would be bringing it the rest of the way down. But I also felt once I started, there was more and more energy that just built up. I remember we started on a Saturday. Well, Saturday night, I went to bed, but I couldn't sleep. I got up in the middle of the night, and I was up there pulling more stuff out and going through things. It just seemed as the more I did, the more energy I had. And I also didn't feel a sense of loss or a sense of sadness in getting rid of the things. A lot of what I went through belonged to my children. I didn't realize how much was up there. Each report card, each good behavior diploma, whatever. And I was able to say, oh, that's nice, and just drop it away one by one. And in a sense, I was letting go, I think, of some remnants of them as little boys. They are not little boys anymore. They're separate, they're on their own, and they're doing well. And that really made me feel good to be able to do that. And I must say, after I finished with particularly my younger son's things, I got a phone call from him, and he's always struggled financially. He is not a spendthrift, but he has credit card debt, he has student loan debt, he has a lot that he owes. And he told me, Mom, you know that book you gave me 2 years ago about Young, Fabulous, and Broke? I said, yeah, I remember that book. He said, well, I just started reading it. And he told me how he's paying down his credit cards, how he joined his 401k at work. And I really felt, wow, he's really stepped into his own shoes.
Wow, wonderful. So you just said a lot of things, and I just want to roll back for a minute. So I want to first talk about the energy piece. So it's really true that energy begets energy. Like the more we do, the more energy we have to do. And it sounds like there was a certain momentum that happened after you took the first step. And I also want to make note of the fact that what helped you take the first step, or maybe helped you get going, was you had a support, someone who came in and helped you physically bring it down, which you were unsure of or a little nervous about with the steps. So you called on somebody to come in and assist you. And that's so important. And oftentimes, and I know you even said this last time, how it's hard for you to ask for help.
It is.
And I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's a belief that we've been given, that it's a sign of weakness if we ask for help. But we're here to help each other. And by asking for help and allowing other people to help us, it gives them the gift of being able to serve. We all want to make a difference in each other's lives and serve in each other's lives. So you gave this woman, Monica, is that her name?
Monica.
Yeah, Monica, an opportunity to contribute to your life. And I think that was probably, it wasn't a big contribution in the sense of life-shattering or life-altering, but it certainly assisted you in doing the task or meeting the goal that you wanted to do. And it makes us feel good when we help people do that, I think, right?
It does.
Yeah. So that was interesting, and that gave you momentum, which kind of kept you going. And I'm wondering if that kind of helped you with the loss piece. If you kind of you had this momentum and you're kind of going, and so rather than maybe fall into a more of an emotional, I don't want to call it a hole, but I mean more of an emotional place where you kind of get sentimental, which there's a time and a place for that, but not when you're cleaning out your attic, because you can get bogged down for weeks.
Yes.
For years. So I'm wondering if that helped you.
I think so. It was almost with a sense of joy that I went through these things. Like, wow, that was wonderful. I don't, you know, oh,
but
this
I don't
was
need
good
to keep
too.
it.
I don't need to keep it. Just keep, you know, releasing it.
Interesting.
It felt like I was releasing the things.
And when you released it, what were the feelings? And was there any shift or any way that it felt to let go of it?
It felt like something had been completed, as though, you know, one door was closing. And that was good. That was okay.
Now, how old are your sons?
29 and 26.
Okay, so they've been out of the house for quite a while.
Yes.
It might be a little harder if they were just leaving the house because you'd be dealing with the loss of them actually leaving the house. So you've kind of gotten over that part and they were out there living their own lives. Correct. So maybe that kind of also helped in feeling more complete, and like that, it's time to close that door and open another one.
I think so.
Very nice. So then out of that, or what seemed like a completely separate event, but came your son saying how he had read this book that you gave him years before and how it had benefited him. And do you see a connection between those two things at all?
I don't really believe in coincidence. I think that energetically something happened. I don't know, I can't say what, but somehow he got the message it was time. It was time for him to tackle his own financial responsibilities, that I'm here, but I am not that kind of resource for him anymore.
Ah, okay. And we also talked last time about actually asking them if they wanted any of their belongings. Did you do that, or did you decide that wasn't necessary?
I asked them and I got, well, I don't know. So I have decided the things that I think should go went. And there are some things that were kind of maybes. So when they come for Christmas, along with their Christmas gifts, guess what? They're getting their yearbooks from high school, and each one of them has a large suitcase. So that will be my gift to them. If not, then it will be my gift to the thrift store. Mm-hmm. But those are the only things that I am keeping. Mm-hmm. The rest all went.
Mm-hmm. You might even want to wrap those yearbooks up for a gift under the tree.
I was thinking that. And tell them it's a New Year's gift. Don't open it till you get home.
Right. Right. So what is the attic? We have a picture of it, but how's it look now to you?
Oh, it looks spacious. It looks clean. It looks spacious. There's just one part where I still have a rocking chair that belonged to my mother. I don't have room for it where I am right now, but my older son is looking for a house. So my thought was to, as soon as they move, to give him that chair.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And there's some repairs or something that needs to be done on it?
Yes, yes, there's some caning needs to be done.
Okay. So right now it's pretty empty except for a few things up there.
It is, it is. And those are things I'm going to keep. Actually, I moved things from downstairs up there. Some old financial records that I need to keep, but I don't need to keep it in my bedroom. And a few other things but they're in boxes, they're organized, they're along the sides of the crawl space, but there's this great expanse of openness that goes from one end to the other that makes me happy.
Wonderful, and you were actually able to clear out your bedroom a little bit and put some things like old files or something?
I did.
I
put some old files up there too.
And what about the critters?
Well, I didn't know it was as bad as it was. I took out 7 wasps' nests that were a foot long each.
Wow.
That I was really long overdue. And there are no more mice. I found some nests where they had been happily living for quite some time, it looked like, and that's all gone too.
Wonderful. So what does it feel like for you now to know that that space is clear and, you know, what is up there is organized and kind of to the sides, but that it's open? How does that affect, you think, the feng shui of your house?
Well, it gave me energy to even get rid of more things that I didn't realize I didn't love anymore, furniture and other rooms. So it kind of brought that energy into areas that needed to be changed. And it's a wonderful feeling. I've also had an amazing dream after I finished that section of the house. And in the dream, I was looking for my home. I couldn't find my home, and I finally found it. It was a mansion at the edge of the sea. And I said, but I don't have a key. I can't get in there. And I went up to the door. It was a beautiful green door at the top. And I just touched it with my finger and turned it, and the door opened, and I was home. And it was such a wonderful, complete feeling, such peace and such fulfillment. And I began meditating. What does this dream mean? And what came to me is that it connects to my energy healing. And I think what I would like to do is to offer little mini spiritual retreats in my home for people that need to get away just for a weekend perhaps, and offer meditation and healing. And I thought I would call it Welcome Home. So
Wow.
it really did affect, I wanted some effect on my energy healing, but I wasn't thinking big enough. I think clearing out the space made me realize that I need to be much more expansive.
Wow. What a beautiful dream.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful insight that you got from that dream.
Yes.
So you went into meditation with the dream. You took it into meditation to find some answers as to what to interpret it.
Yes.
What a wonderful way to find the answers.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's coming from your intuition, your inner guidance. You're getting more information.
Yes.
Beautiful. And that dream was not available until you cleaned out your attic.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think
Wonderful.
it was a gift from moving that energy and opening that space in my home, which translated into space in me, in my psyche, in my soul.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm wondering if you're willing to come back again. It doesn't have to be a month, but come back again after some time, and we can look at where that new dream is as far as having people in your home for a weekend retreat. Is that what's next for you, or is there some steps before that that you would like to work on?
I think I know what the steps are, and
Okay.
I think I'm starting the steps, but I would love to come back and share with you what happened.
Okay. So what would you say is the next step that you need to do to kind of get you in that direction?
Well, again, the next step always takes me back to meditation. I'm creating a brochure.
Okay.
I'm creating flyers. I'm creating the kind of retreat that will be balanced between silence, inner searching, a little bit of movement, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of healing. So I'm kind of using spirit to help me create this endeavor.
Sounds wonderful. Oh, I look so forward to seeing what you come up with next time we meet. So the next step is to create a brochure and to get the word out, right?
And to get the word out, which I've been doing. Actually, an old friend who has an energy school somewhere else contacted me out of the blue yesterday, so I'm spreading the word there.
Wonderful.
I was at a meeting last week of some healers, and I spread the word there already.
Wonderful.
So it's already rippling out, and people have been very positive in their responses.
Well, I so look forward to you coming back and hearing how it goes. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Joan. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. Last month we talked about meditation, and I showed you a way to meditate where you follow your breath into your belly. Today I'd like to talk about another kind of meditation. There's all different kinds of meditation, but this one is sensing in. So it's not really following the breath, it's just getting quiet, putting yourself in a place with your feet on the floor, in a chair or standing, and just sensing in to what's going on in your body. You might sense into your belly, anywhere around your torso. You can sense into what thoughts you might be thinking in your head, but it's important to try to bring that energy down, because otherwise we end up with a lot of energy up here chasing those thoughts. So what I'm talking about is sensing into your body. So when I do that, I can kind of feel my heart beating a little bit. I can feel a little tingling in my hands and some warmth. And when we sense in, we're getting a closer relationship with ourselves and becoming more present to the moment. And that's also called presence. When we experience presence, we're in this divine place of right here, right now. So let's just do that together. Once again, put your feet on the floor. We can even do a little bit of an anchoring visualization where we visualize roots coming out the bottom of your feet. And what you realize when you do that is that the earth is there to support you. No matter what other support is going on in your life, the earth is always there supporting you. And that can be reassuring. So we're anchoring into the ground by visualizing roots coming out the bottom of our feet. And then we're sensing into our body. Out of your head and into your body. You may feel, some aches and pains here and there. That's okay. Try not to go too deep into figuring that out or being upset with yourself about something you did to cause that. Just really stay with what's going on and just like taking the temperature. What's going on inside? You may feel your legs are a little stiff. You may feel a little tension in your neck. You may actually notice that there's this subtle movement of energy going on inside of you that you've never really noticed before. You may notice that you're holding your body in a certain way. So if you want, you can just take a breath and just let that go and relax more in. Because as you relax your body more, you can actually go deeper into sensing what's going on. So just stay with it for a few minutes. Sometimes when we do that with our body, then we can actually realize that we don't end at our skin necessarily. We actually go beyond our skin. We're forms of energy, pieces of consciousness, a locus of consciousness actually, a location. And so it doesn't end at our skin, it goes beyond. And you can start to feel like, I'm actually way out here. So this is another way to get in touch with yourself, to calm yourself down, to experience what's going on right here in the present moment, right here, right now, and to connect more deeply with yourself. Thank you. So thank you for tuning in to the Diane Ingram Show today. Today we talked with Joan, and Joan's going to actually come back again because now that she's got her closet clean, she's set some new goals for herself. So I'm really looking forward to what she does with these goals and who she asks for help. We talked at the beginning of the show today about asking for help. So what is it you want to do in your life that if you asked people for help would make it so much easier? What is it that's kind of beyond you? Like Joan had some furniture she needed moving, and it was just kind of beyond her to do that at this point in her life. Who might you ask? Joan found herself at Home Depot asking them how to repaint or replaster her ceiling. And with that bit of information, she was able to do it herself. So who do you need to ask to do what? And what parts of it can you do by yourself? And what parts of it do you actually have to hand to somebody else and do? It's a great way to relate with people. It's a great way to give them that opportunity to give to us. We can give back to them. We can, if we're good at baking, we can bake them a pie, showing them our appreciation. That's being in relationship with each other, interconnected, not dependent, interdependent. So thinking about what it is you want to do in your life, what you need help with, asking people for help. Sometimes it's just having someone come over and be with us while we're doing a hard project. If we're cleaning out a closet or cleaning out our clutter out of our house, sometimes it's someone who feels good about letting go of things when we struggle ourselves. And just that little bit of inspiration will motivate us to go forward with what we want to do. Sometimes it's someone who's really versed at doing tag sales. So getting rid of things, they're going to help you put on a tag sale. And it's more fun when you have someone to do it with anyhow. In Joan's attic case, she had someone who came, and while she brought the boxes down, she handed them to the other person, which made it more fun. That person's had some ideas about what to do with some of the things. So by exploring all these things, we can move forward in our lives in ways that we didn't even think we were capable of because we've asked for help. So look at your own life and see how that shows up in your own life. Email me. I'd love to hear from you. We can all learn from each other. If you'd like to be on the show, email me that and let me know why and what you'd like to talk about. And I'll think about how it will be helpful for other people watching the show. You've been watching The Diane Ingram Show. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again.